Hi Nat5s, so we're still looking at transport system in plants, and now we're looking at phloem. So sugar transport is really important. Once the cell's made glucose by photosynthesis up in the leaf, you now need to get it everywhere else to the rest of the plant. So you're going to need another transport tissue, and that transport tissue is phloem. I think really phonetics works for this one. Phloem is food, food and phloem. It's alive, so this is not like xylem, but it is very, very different from what you would think of as a normal cell. It's got some quite drastic modifications because you're trying to get it to carry as much glucose as possible, and actually that means it loses its nucleus. Now that would mean normally that cell is not going to survive for very long. It will only survive for a set length of time, and then because it doesn't have a nucleus, it would just need to be removed like we do with our red blood cells. So what you have to do with this one is give it a nucleus outside. So that means that basically we attach a companion cell to it. It's a little brainy buddy that controls the transport tube and allows it to do its job. So it's a totally different structure, and you need to basically be able to explain the differences or describe the differences between xylem and phloem. So phloem, instead of just being one column of cells to make a tube, you're going to use one column to make a tube, but it's going to be a special one, and then we're going to use a companion column as well. So in the kind of one that's going to do the transport, we get rid of the nucleus and punch out holes. So this is not the whole end wall going, it's just holes. Now when that happens, the cytoplasm starts to form right the way through. So it connects from one cell to another all the way through. And this little bit with the holes is called the sieve plate. And so that tube is called the sieve tube. And it's quite obvious why it's called a sieve plate, because it's got little holes in it like a sieve. The companion cell is now going to control what happens with that sieve tube and is not going to let it die. Okay, so what they can look like. These are kind of diagrams that you might see or similar. These are pictures taken of the actual sieve plates and then the companion cells beside them. You can see these ones just edging on here with the nucleus that is actually doing a job. Okay, and here it's a little bit clearer, I think, in the diagram. So we've got here, this is one of your sieve plates, so hence this whole thing is the sieve tube. So these are little strands of cytoplasm that are moving through and carrying your dissolved glucose. And then we've got our companion cells in between, which are making sure that this survives and doesn't just die. And that's you.